welcome to everybody here to our Midco Aquatic Center. My name is Don Kearney, Director of Parks and Rec, and we're really excited to be here to announce the Summit League Swimming and Diving Championships that will be hosted here in February of 2018. I'd always thought we'd do a Division I championship here at the Midco Aquatic Center eventually. What I didn't realize is how actually fast that was actually going to happen. So needless to say, we're thrilled about it, and working with the Summit League and the host team with the University of South Dakota working with us on this project, we're really excited about it. And as many of you know, this building has really only been open about 9 months. And so the design decisions that went into this around competitive swimming are pretty fresh in our minds. And when you build a facility to the magnitude of our Midco Aquatic Center, you spend a lot of time thinking about all the design decisions with an eye towards the long term and how you can really make this work for competitive meets. In our case, one of our goals of our group and our committee was to make it multi-purpose, which included talking at great length about hosting competitive swimming and diving meets that would really leave a lasting impression on the coaches, the spectators, and most importantly, the athletes. I can tell you in the short time that we've been open, many athletes have been able to set personal records, and just recently a couple state records were set in this very facility we're standing in today. And certainly through February of next year, we certainly hope that trend continues. Some of the key features as it relates to our 50-meter pool include our two 1-meter diving boards and our two 3-meter diving boards. We have a 10-lane 50-meter facility here at the Midco Aquatic Center, but we also can do two 25-yard 10-lane courses here as well. We have two movable bulkheads that accommodate many different pool configurations for a variety of meets. We have the elevated seating area that accommodates over 500 spectators, and it has great sight lines for great viewing of a competitive meet. We also have a state-of-the-art sound system. We have a Daktronics timing and scoreboard, and then we have a large video board that will be great for posting announcements, team logos, Summit League announcements, and really being able to do a lot of different things with video capabilities. I would like to at this time also thank our local swim team groups and their donors for their contributions for those competitive elements in the video board to really round out this facility in its final design. We also designed our facility so all the other amenities in the Aquatic Center can be used concurrently with a swim meet. In most pools, when you hold a competitive meet, you essentially have to shut the general public down. In our case, the Midco Aquatic Center during this meet will be open for business, so the general public will still be able to use the rec side of our facility. And one of the reasons why it really works so well is that as we toured and looked at other facilities across the country when we were designing this building, we added a meet entrance off to the east side of our building so that we could accommodate just meet participants as well as staff as well as spectators, but we could also keep the general public flowing through the regular front door that they're used to. And then the other thing that we did is that we put our meeting rooms right down the middle of our facility so that we could access those meeting rooms from either side, the rec side or the 50-meter side. So we really believe we've got a great setup for competitive meets here at the Midco Aquatic Center. We're really excited about it as a host facility for this project, working with the Summit League, working with the University of South Dakota and their athletic department. We think it's going to be a great deal, and again, we're really excited about it. Now, I'd like to introduce one of our partners with us today, and it's David Herbster. David is the athletic director at the University of South Dakota. David?
I'll give you a second to adjust your cameras up here. We're really excited, the University of South Dakota, to host the 2018 Summit League Swimming and Diving Championships here in Sioux Falls at the Midco Aquatic Center. You know, there's not a facility like this in the state. I think you heard Don talk a little bit about some of the amenities, both competitive and just for the general public, that you can find in this facility. And that was one of the things that really made this facility something that was attractive when the Summit League was looking for a site for the championships. To be able to partner with the City of Sioux Falls, the Midco Aquatic Center, and certainly the Summit League to be able to host this, understand that the Summit League has some fairly high standards when it comes to site selection, and certainly some standards that it entrusts in us to be able to host a quality championship for our student athletes, and we couldn't do it without everybody pulling together, partnering together to make this happen. This really did come together in short order, but I think sometimes that's when some of the best partnerships are made, and you come up with some of the end product will be some of the best. The expectations from the Summit League for its member schools and its championships are really first and foremost to have a quality experience, for a quality championship experience for the student athletes. And to me, there's no doubt that the student athletes from the Summit League are going to get that here in Sioux Falls in the Midco Aquatic Center. I think the big thing, the amount of staff time it takes in short order just to identify a facility and to really translate the attributes of a facility to be able to host a championship is pretty extensive, but in a short order we were able to do it here with the staff, and certainly without the cooperation from the city and everybody else to pull this together, something like this doesn't happen. Now, that being said, we still have several months to go, February, if I'm not mistaken, 14th through the 17th, so we have plenty of time to pull the things together. Certainly, I see everybody around, and probably those that are listening are certainly welcome to be a volunteer as well. They keep me out of the pool as much as they can. So, but that being said, I think certainly not only this facility, both Don and his staff, Jean and her staff here at the facility, but I'd also like to thank Mayor Huther for not only his vision in putting a facility like this here in Sioux Falls. Again, there's not one like this in the state, and really there's not a facility like this in the state that could host a Division I swimming and diving championships meet. So at that point, I'd like to turn it over and thank Mayor Huther for providing us the opportunity to have this here.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Three things, folks. First of all, you will notice I am wearing red, and there's a specific reason for that. I want to thank the University of South Dakota. This is a jackrabbit boy, but he certainly understands the importance of these partnerships, especially with the folks down at Vermillion with the University of South Dakota. David, thank you for your leadership. I certainly want to thank the folks at the Summit League as well. We have found ways to collaborate and really do some good things, not only for the Summit League, but certainly for the state of South Dakota, and more specifically, the city of Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls citizens, Sioux Falls taxpayers, little lesson here. When we invest these taxpayer dollars into things like Match Point, the Iceplex, the Sanford Sports Complex, the Midco Aquatic Center, the Denny Sanford Premier Center, we not only do that, taxpayers, to improve our quality of life, but selfishly, when you live in an environment where we're so reliant on sales tax revenues, you also make these investments because it brings people into your city. And when they come into your city, the odds are really, really good they're going to spend some hard-earned bucks in your city too. And we've proven that time and time again. I don't know if you heard, Garth Brooks is coming into town. Sold out 7 shows. And most of the people that are going to come to those shows, they're from out of town. And they're spending money. The same thing's going to apply with the swimming and diving championships with the Summit League. The vast, vast majority of the people that are going to be cheering, that are going to be clapping, that are going to be enjoying the Midco Aquatics facility, they're from out of town. And they're going to be generating sales tax revenue so that not only can we help pay for the pool, but we can also hire a couple of police officers, we can fix some potholes, we can add some more books to our libraries, and so much more. So that's kind of that lesson that I certainly want the folks of Sioux Falls, and yes, all across South Dakota, to understand, is that when you do take these risks, David, when you lose some years off your life when you're trying to lead, it's all worth it. It really is important, and so again, we're just thrilled by that. And then number 3, I think the odds are really, really good that the dives off that board are going to be better than the one that the mayor did when he kicked this place off. There is some footage out there, media. So, David, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Really, really thrilled that this is happening in our city, in our aquatics facility, and that all these good people are going to be joining us. So again, on behalf of the City of Sioux Falls, welcome. The odds are good. Also, I think that we will blow these competitors, these fans, these coaches, we will blow them away. And I think the odds are good that they'll be back. So again, just love it.